We are obligated as a business to try and take as much of your money as possible.
That's why we've come up with new products to sell you. We got shirts, we got hats, we got all kinds of things for you.
If you want a Brock Life shirt, if you want a Jetpack Rescue Squad shirt.
Ooh, that salmon cannon shirt's cool.
If you want any of that stuff, you want a hat that says "They's Aliens," we got you. We have concerns.com/shop.
Vital to the future of the world.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Anyway, this is We Have Concerns. Hi, Jeff Canada.
Hi, Anthony Carbone.
Hello, concerned citizens. Zoos. We're torn on zoos.
Yeah, I'm not a fan, personally. I've kind of come down on the side of not a fan.
Yeah, I think in most cases, you know, as we've talked about zoos on the show, I had some pretty strongly held beliefs, and I still do. I think some zoos are pretty necessary and do pretty good things for certain animals.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of zoos are bad. And one of the reasons I think zoos are bad are actually has to do with people and the way people think about animals and relate to animals, especially at zoos.
Yeah.
I don't know. We turn them into dioramas or something, or like the Disney Hall of Presidents, right? Like we're looking at an animatronic animal.
And it is fascinating to see those creatures up close and to see how they interact with one another and
flash your camera in their eyes, try to get them to eat a cotton candy.
Oh yeah, all that fun stuff.
All the things that you're supposed to do with animals. To prove how little we know about how we should behave at a zoo.
Yeah.
Here's a story from the Toronto Zoo. Happened a few days ago. This is a woman who lost her hat. In a tiger enclosure.
How does one lose a hat in a tiger enclosure?
Well,
gust of wind?
Yeah, I would imagine at a zoo, I would imagine like a mischievous monkey of some kind.
Oh, that's
what
I
correct?
would guess. Yeah, some bird that flew down, swooped down and got it in its little claws.
Yeah.
And dropped into the tiger cage.
Something like
bird
that.
Bird prank!
Here's a woman, loses her hat in a tiger enclosure, hops the fence.
Oh.
To grab her hat.
Well, I'm sure it was a lovely hat. And I'm sure she had a lovely life.
The hat, looking at the video, looks like some sort of like bucket hat.
A bucket
something.
hat?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a great hat. It's not like a Kentucky Derby hat or anything.
What the fuck is this lady doing?
Yeah, right?
I did not, you said she hops the fence like I thought it was like a little fence. She fucking climbs what is clearly a safety fence, clearly intended to keep the very dangerous animal away from the humans. She scales it, grabs her hat, and then tiger wants to eat her the whole time.
It's just some fucking black baseball cap or bucket hat or something. Now there are two fences. We should say this. There is
She's
one
literally
fence.
wearing a red shirt. She is literally dressed like meat.
Yeah.
She's dressed up to look like meat.
And you can see the tiger, the moment she jumps down into the outside fence, just starts pacing and hopping around on its front legs.
It's feeding time.
Yeah, it's very, very agitated. Who does this?
I mean,
who
maybe that was like
does
a
this
family heirloom bucket hat.
Now,
like her great grandmother's bucket hat that was passed down. That was like she brought over from the old country.
Yeah, like her great grandmother's Kangol.
Yeah, right.
Like the family Kangol,
right.
like we all have.
The
nice
our heirloom trucker hat. You know, something like that.
Yeah. It's been in our family for generations. It's a snapback that says, ass, grass, or gas. No one rides for free.
Yeah.
Your great grandfather brought it over from the shtetl, and it's been with us. It's been with us since then.
It has sentimental value that is beyond compare. And where could you possibly get another one of those except at 7-Eleven?
Yeah. Just now be very careful and put it back up next to your great great grandmother's beer koozie where you found it. So they don't know much about who this woman is or what was going on. They caught it on camera, obviously, but there wasn't an employee who was around at that moment.
Yeah.
So this woman This woman got away stupid and scot-free.
Yeah.
But she just jumped down in there. And that says a few things to me. It says, number one, I don't know what a tiger really is.
What do you mean?
Like, okay. There was one time when I was super drunk in New York and I dropped a lens cap on the subway track.
Oh, yeah.
And I jumped down.
This is an urban tiger.
This is urban. They used to call me the urban tiger.
No, I mean, it's like you jumping into an urban tiger cage, right? The train could come and kill you in the same way that this tiger could come and kill her.
Yeah, exactly. I guess I had a bit more knowledge because I looked at where the lens cap fell, and it didn't fall like on the third rail or near the third rail where the electricity is. I looked at like the height of the platform, and I was like, okay, that's easily climbable.
Sat down, you did some calculations.
Yeah,
you drew a diagram.
I got out my astrolabe. I had a compass and a slide rule, and I just figured things out.
Right.
No, and I looked down the tunnel, and a train wasn't coming, and I grabbed my lens cap.
Because where could you possibly get another lens cap?
Where would I get another lens cap?
Especially the one that was handed down from your grandfather and his grandfather before him.
Yes. This was, of course, the family lens cap that came over from the shtetl.
Yes.
Many, many years ago.
The lenses, they're dime a dozen. But the cap, and I remember you always said your grandfather told you one lesson. Always cap your lenses.
Always.
You never want to have an uncapped lens.
Because otherwise you're going to get hairline scratches.
Hairline scratches are
and
terrible.
Eventually it's going to affect your image, is what he said to me.
Wise words.
And then he took a sip of his PBR out of the heirloom koozie, put the trucker hat of knowledge back on the shelf where it belongs.
Those are great stories.
And I gave him grass because his tank was full, and
no one goes for free.
And
not even family.
Exactly. And family doesn't give the
It's sad he's not around anymore, having been eaten by that tiger.
Yeah. So no, but this was a stupid drunk decision. I still look back at that decision and I go, what made me do this for this lens cap, right? It's certainly not a live tiger.
Yeah. But some people would say subway plummeting down the tracks, that's killed more than a handful of people.
Sure.
Yeah.
Some people would say that. Some people say a lot of things, Jeff. I can't control what people say.
Yeah.
You obviously can't.
I'm just saying you've lost the moral high ground on this story, Anthony,
No, but what I'm saying is I know that was a dumb decision.
Mm-hmm. Maybe this lady knows it was a dumb decision in hindsight.
Maybe she does. I hope she does. But it kind of shows that, like, I don't know, maybe she thought about it the same way I thought about the subway, where she looked down and she's like, there's another fence.
I can make some calculations.
Yeah.
This tiger isn't so smart.
I'll get out my astrolabe and we'll see what's up. Yeah, but no, it kind of says to me, like, we see these zoo animals as like these docile sort of creatures.
Yeah.
Even if we're told by employees at the zoo, like, hey, they're not. These are wild animals. Like, people say that to you about 100 times while you're at the zoo.
Yeah.
But you kind of look down and you go, not really, though. They mostly just seem to, they want to sleep and hang out.
Yeah.
So I'll just jump down there and get this cool 7-Eleven hat.
What is the scariest animal that you would jump in the cage to get something of yours? Like, how far down the food chain do you have to get?
Gecko.
Gecko?
That's it.
Yeah. What's he going to do?
Yeah. But anything above gecko, I think twice.
Anything
above, any animal above gecko and personal belonging under $50.
You're not jumping in in a monkey cage. You're not going there because those guys will rip you limb from limb.
Fuck that. They are super strong.
Yeah.
They're stronger than they look.
Yeah.
And they freak. They flip their shit if you get in there, if you get in their space.
Yeah.
They don't like it.
No, of course, they'll throw their poo right at you and then they'll rip your face off.
Yeah. It's hard to say what's worse. If they rip your face off and then throw poo at you, there is a huge chance you're going to get some sort of bad infection.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the lack of skin.
What about
because of the feces on your
lack of skin.
Yeah.
Where your face used to be.
Where your face was.
And that just makes it hard to grow back a face.
Sure.
The infection.
Yeah.
Because maybe you'll grow back poop face.
Poop face. Dick Tracy villain. His origin story, of course, was that he walked into
a monkey
cage to retrieve a really nice derby hat. What about you? Like, I don't fuck with animals. We know that I don't fuck with animals.
Yeah.
What, like, let's say you dropped your phone
Yeah, that's a good one. Because the phone is like valuable, but not. It's replaceable easily, so you could walk away from it.
Yeah, but you're gonna walk away and you're gonna go. I'm on contract. I'm on contract. If I buy this phone,
it's just
gonna
a
be like
pen of anteaters.
$500.
I could get in there.
Yeah. What is the animal where you drop your phone and you're like, nope?
I mean, there's a lot of animals where I'm.
Or what's the largest or scariest one where you go, okay, I'm going in.
Oh man, that is. I feel like I would not ever go in at all. I would alert some sort of authority and say, hey, can you help me out get my phone back?
That's the thing. You go to a theme park, you go to Disneyland, you lose your phone on Space Mountain, you go, hey guys, I just lost my phone on Space Mountain.
Yeah.
Don't go walking out onto Space Mountain.
By the way, if you turn the lights on in Space Mountain,
Disgusting.
It's all just tigers as far as the eye can see.
Yeah.
The floor is covered in tigers.
It's disgusting. It's covered in spilled soda and tigers.
Yeah.
Just gross.
You don't want to see
It's
that.
not clean. Tigers are everywhere. You're going to get tiger all over you.
Oh, yeah. Come on. Anyway.
But that's the thing. Like, why? You look down, you see that you dropped your hat. You see that there's some sort of like area in between the two fences where people can walk. Is that an area for you?
No!
But there are people who belong in that area. There's probably one around. You could just go like, hey, could you get my hat? I'm so sorry I dropped my hat.
Yeah. Or maybe they have some sort of stick that has a little grabby hand on the end of it. And they could just reach in and grab your little hat and yank it out.
Here's what I think. Maybe this woman wanted to do it.
She wanted to get on video? She did dress like meat. She like woke up that day and said, I'm going to dress like raw, juicy meat.
It's just a red t-shirt. I'm picturing like a Lady Gaga dress. You're telling people she dressed like raw meat. I'm just picturing like
it's a red t-shirt to
cuts.
You, but to a tiger, it looks like raw meat.
How many colors can tigers see?
They see blue and they see meat.
That's all.
That's the two colors.
Everything is either blue or meat. If you're not blue, you're meat.
You got to wear blue at all times at a zoo. I'm just saying.
Safe around tigers. Certain birds of paradise and Smurfs.
Yeah.
Unsafe around tigers.
Can I tell you?
Everything
You've
else.
never ever seen a tiger eat a Smurf, have you?
Not once.
I rest my case.
So I'm saying if this woman didn't just go to an employee and say, hey, will you go down and get my hat? It means like, hey, maybe I think hat genuinely was lost.
Yeah.
And I think she looked and she's like, I want to do this. This is something
right.
I want to do.
She wanted to get in that cage anyway, and the hat was just an excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She saw the hat as opportunity.
If we roll this camera back even further, maybe we see her throw the hat in herself.
I don't think so.
No.
I mean, maybe. But man, you see when the tiger gets close to her.
Dude, she doesn't even pay attention to the tiger that is literally inches from her.
She kind of runs, but I think she's running more.
Look at how excited that tiger is to eat that meat that it sees climbing a fence.
That's nuts. It's so nuts. Like, there's a certain socialization that goes on with these zookeepers where they've been around. They've either been around since the tiger was born, or they've been spending weeks socializing with the tiger. So the tiger associates them with, this person's cool. There's
also,
none of
they
that.
wear blue.
Yeah, also they wear blue stocking suits.
It's Blue Man Group.
It's the Blue Man Group are the only people that are allowed to get into tiger enclosures.
Yeah. That's why Sigmund and Freud were sadly attacked by tigers, but the Blue Man Group never has been.
Sigmund Freud, of course, the famous the famous psychologist who died after being mauled by tigers after insinuating to a jungle cat that it wanted to have sex with its mother.
Anthony, that right there was the world's greatest Freudian slip.
I think you mean Roydian slip.
Roydian, yeah.
Yeah.
Siegfried and Roydian slip. Amazing.
Yeah, she clearly just kind of wanted to see what it was like to be down there walking around with the tigers. And on a level, I can respect that.
You know what?
Do you know why I can't, though?
Why?
Because you're agitating the fuck out of those animals, and they don't deserve that.
They don't deserve it, but do you think that maybe she's lived a little sweeter life than we have at this point? She's now experienced what it's like to dance with the tigers.
Colors are a little brighter, particularly red and blue.
Yeah.
I think food tastes a little sweeter.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
She's danced with the tiger now.
Sex is just a little better.
Yeah.
The marriage is just a little spicier now.
Mm-hmm. She came home that day from the zoo, and the husband was like, really? You were just at the zoo? That's all you were today? It just, you seem so different.
Well, something happened to me at the zoo.
Well, what?
I got one of those coconuts with the pineapple juice inside
Oh,
it.
I love those. Those are
Those are really
delicious.
good.
Yeah.
But also stared a tiger in the face
What?
at its own level.
A tiger in the face. Wow, honey. I've never seen that hat before. What a beautiful bucket hat.
Thank you. It says, ass, grass, or gas. No one rides for free.
Oh, whoa.
What do you want to pay for your ride?
Well, honey, you are. Let's dance with the tiger. I tell you what, this took place at the Toronto Zoo, but I bet she's not Canadian.
She is not Canadian.
There's no way.
No Canadian would have done that.
No.
No Canadian. Not with at least saying "excuse me" to the tiger.
Right. They would have kindly asked permission and then just sort of said, "Well, I'm sorry that I no longer have that hat."
So sorry if I agitated you. I did not mean it.
Yeah.
What I want to know, what would it take for you to jump in to a tiger? What would you have to lose? What would you have to drop?
Baby. Has to be a baby. That's
For you,
the only way
baby?
to jump in. I have to drop a baby into a tiger cage. Not that I'm going to.
Listen, judging by how tall that enclosure is, that baby's not going to make it.
That's true.
You
don't really have to sort of toss the baby.
Yeah, I'm talking about something genuinely valuable.
Ah, okay. Fair enough.
If anybody has, I want to know.
Cell phone.
It's like a really nice phone. What would it be for you? You can let us know on Twitter. I'm at @Carboni.
I'm at Jeff Canada.
You can hashtag that Kangol. Probably nobody's using Kangol, right?
No, I'm sure nobody.
It's only Samuel L. Jackson using that hashtag.
Yeah.
That's it. Occasionally LL Cool J.
Yeah.
Also, here's something I haven't asked you guys in a while, and I would really appreciate if you guys went and did it. Go give us a 5-star rating on whatever platform you listen.
Yeah, that actually does really help the show and lets people discover it better on iTunes. It raises our rating if that's that 5 stars. There.
Yeah, iTunes, Stitcher, wherever you listen. We're on Google Podcast now, Google Play Music Podcast now.
Yeah,
which is a name. That's
all of
just
that.
one thing, I guess.
Yeah.
All of these places are going to ask you after you rate the podcast to write a review.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Nobody gives a shit.
I have never read one of those reviews in my life.
I read every single one of them, but nobody else gives a shit.
Yeah. So instead of writing a review, you can just write us what would have to drop for you to jump into a tiger cage.
Like a surprise Beyonce album?
Yeah. Like what sort of an album would Beyonce have to drop for you to get into a tiger? I don't know. Fill the space with something. Don't review the show.